People are still going to be coming in. Welcome, Cassie and Haley, and Kathleen and Jamie. Whisper, Bobby. So everybody can mute yourself. Bring to mind your air sigil. If you don't have it written down, we're working with air today. Also bring to mind your water vessel basket with clay that turned into your seed vessel last time. We put it on the fire and the reeds burned away. Freddie and Mike, not ringing a bell. Anyway, we have a little conjure a vessel that you're going to receive your air seeds in. Have that in your mind. In your imaginal realm, put that in front of you. Put your seed vessel in front of you. We remember we go to the well and we had reed baskets, and in order to make them hold water, we put clay in them. And during our journey, we put them on the fire last time, and the reeds burned away, and we were left with a vessel. And that's where Eterna put our fire seeds. So conjure that vessel and put it in front of you. You're going to need your journal and your pens, pillow if you're going to prop yourself up, any labyrinths, whatever you journey with, crystals. After we say a prayer, Mayor Totten is going to take us through alternate nostril breathing to welcome the air. So if you want to prop your hand up, you could fold a blanket or grab a pillow and a bolster and put it in your lap. So you can do that if you need to run and grab something. It's not going to last forever. So if you don't have that, you're also going to be just fine. So I see a few people got up. All right. And first, we're going to begin with prayer.
Okay.
I sing the song of one mother, all her infinite faces of infinite love, the sun, the moon, the stars, the earth, the seas, hawk above, fox beside, worm below, seen, unseen. We are one body, one breath, one love. Her body, her breath, her love. She is our beginningless beginning. She is our endless end. Turning and returning, turning and returning. We are born and reborn into love, only and always into love. So it was, so it is, so it ever shall be. Life without end, world without end. Love does not end. This is her eternal truth. So, Mayor Totten, will you take us through alternate nostril breathing? This joins the size of our brain. This gets us ready. It's a good preparation to turn off your thinking mind. It can feel confusing, and that is the point. Just go with it. Don't say to yourself, oh, I'm getting this wrong. Nope, just watch Mayor Totten. I will spotlight her. You can't get it wrong. And enjoy.
So this is called Nadi Shodhana Pranayama, or the channel cleaning breath, or alternate nostril breath. Nadi Shodhana Pranayama are words in ancient Indian Sanskrit that we use in yoga practice. Nadi, N-A-D-I, means channel, which you might be familiar with that word. Shodhana means cleaning or purifying. Prana, life force energy or the breath. And yama is control or mastery of, so the practice of. So, like Kathy was saying, it is a breath that calms us, it grounds us, relaxes us, while bringing our subtle bodies and our physical body into balance. Brings the right and the left hemispheres of the brains into balance, which is so important for us as we journey. We want our left brains to take a little break and our right brains to, come online and be there to ready to travel in these liminal, amazing spaces that Kathy brings us through. So Kathy already mentioned that if you want to get a pillow or some kind of a support, we're going to be using our right hand to close off the left and right nostrils. So you can put something on your lap to support your elbow. If you don't have something, you can place your left hand under your armpit, and that can kind of can act as a support. So the first thing we're going to do is we want to make sure that we have a comfortable position that we're sitting in. So give your body a little wiggle, moving around in your seat, and find a position that feels comfortable for you. You want your feet, the soles of your feet to be flat on the floor, or you could be sitting in a cross-legged seat, which is what I'm doing. And you can close your eyes for this beginning part. We're going to keep the eyes open for when we actually practice the alternate nostril breath, so you can watch me. But just to begin to center ourselves, you can let your eyes close if it feels comfortable for you. Rest one hand on your rib cage and the other hand on your belly. And just allow yourself to quiet and begin to notice the rhythm that your breath is naturally taking. There's no need to control. We're just simply noticing for now. And as you notice your breath, you notice that on the in breath, your rib cage and your belly expand outward. And then on the out breath, your rib cage and belly fall back inward. As you're watching your breath, relax your shoulders. Let them fall down away from your ears. And just take notice if there's any physical sensations present in the body right now. Just noticing, allowing them to be. Soften your brow and all the muscles in your face and jaw. Notice any thoughts that may be swirling around in your thinking mind. Allow these to slow and settle. And then notice if there are any emotions at the surface of your awareness. With acceptance and compassion, allow them to rest softly and spaciously in your heart. As you continue to witness your breath, see if you can sense your connection to the energies of our precious Mother Earth, rising through your energetic roots that extend down and out through the soles of your feet, through your sits bones, through your tailbone. And then as you lengthen your spine upward, sensing its natural curves, see if you can also sense the flow of universal and divine energies. They're flowing down like starlight through the crown of your head. Feel yourself completely present in this moment, connected above, connected below, connected to one another. And then slowly open your eyes and let your gaze remain soft. And now we're going to practice alternate nostril breath, or Nadi Shodhana Pranayama. And I'm going to be guiding you the whole time, so you don't need to remember the steps. Just listen to my voice. You can let your hands rest away from your belly and your rib cage now. And take your right hand and bring the first finger and the middle finger down towards your palm, leaving the pinky, the ring finger, and the thumb up. And some of us have joints that are a little tight, make it a little hard to do that. So if that's not comfortable for you, you can take these two fingers, rest them on your third eye, and then use your thumb and your ring finger to close off either nostril. So whichever feels most comfortable for you. Okay, so go back to your breath. Go back to simply witnessing the in-breath and the out-breath. And at the end of the next out-breath, you're going to take your thumb and just very gently, lightly close off your right nostril and allow the in-breath to move in through the left nostril. And then with your ring finger, close off very gently the left and let the breath move out through the right. The right open, let the breath move in, and then gently close off and let the breath come out through the left. That's what one cycle looks like. So we'll start again. Inhaling through the left nostril, closing off the left, and exhaling through the right. Inhaling through the right, closing the right, and exhaling the left. Inhaling left, closing off the left, and exhaling right. Inhaling right, closing right, exhaling left. Inhaling left, closing left, exhaling right. Inhale right, close right, and exhale left. In left, close left, and exhale right. In right, close right, and exhale left. In left, closing left, and exhaling right. And in right, closing right, and exhaling left. Inhaling left, closing left, and exhaling right. Inhaling right, closing right, and exhaling left. Inhaling left, closing left, and exhaling right. Inhaling right, closing right, and exhaling left. And inhaling left, closing left, and exhaling right. Inhaling right, closing right, and exhaling left. And then you can let your hands rest in your lap. Let your breath go back to whatever rhythm it will take naturally. And just notice as you sit in the stillness. Might want to close your eyes again. And that's Nadi Shodhana Pranayama. It's a great breath to bring you into stillness, bring you into balance.
Beautiful. Thank you. What a gift.
Welcome.
Okay. We're going to start. David White says, time to go into the dark where the night has eyes to recognize its own. There you can be sure you are not beyond love. Here we meet where everything happens in your imagination. So, in our imagination, let's pull the people in our group that are going to watch later. They're here with us now. We gather with each other. We can do this alone, but we make a choice to do this together. We're stronger for doing it together. So, we're going to populate our morphic field. You can say this along with me. I, Kathy Pratt, call my intuitive, mystic, prayer artist, Miraphor, oracle, priestess, shaman selves from the once was and the not yet to come to me in this moment and help me remember what I never forgot. Your journal and your pens are at the ready. And a reminder, this work is supposed to be fun. Here's another quote that I love. Oh no, my wonder is not childlike. My whimsy is old. My frivolity is steeped in ancient wisdom. My silliness is battle worn. My awe of the world has been long forged through trial and tribulation. I have earned this wonderment. I have protected it for decades against a society that tells me constantly that it should not belong to me. I was born with wonder, and I have carried it against all odds with me through adulthood. It is not childlike. By now, it is older than me. Remember, this is your journey. If your imagination takes you elsewhere or differs from my words, you follow where your imagination is taking you. You have done this before. You know what you're doing, and you will see exactly what you need to see. If you fall asleep, if you cannot remember, you can't get this wrong. You're doing it perfectly your way. So be easy and be curious. Get out your eyes of wonder. Turn off your camera if you choose. Settle yourself in. Prop up your body. Keep yourself warm. Imagine a strong taproot from your base or your feet going through the bottom of your house, through the grass, down into the rocks, down into the dirt. It tickles up against mycelium or other tree roots, worms, and that electricity turns on your senses. You know, you see, you feel, and you can connect to everyone else in our group. See them through these roots, scattered, yet connected. Call in those of us who aren't here, but they are. You're here. We see you. You're with us. Your taproot continues down, down. The earth is getting warmer around your taproot because you're approaching the center of our planet, the molten metals that hold us with their gravity. Mother Earth, she's so glad to hold us in place and nurture us. breathe in her energy. Pull it up into your body. See if you can feel it gracing your heart space. At the same time, there's a vibrant, sparkling thread from the center of the universe coming down, approaching your crown. If you wish, imagine your crown opening, welcoming, accepting being in touch with all of the cosmos and her energy from other times and other places and from right now. And breathe that energy down through your crown and let that come into your heart space. The energies from above and below, they're mixing around and in your heart. And you find that you can breathe deeply. Breathe into your belly and into your lungs. Imagine that breath reaching down into your toes and into your fingers. It feels refreshing just to breathe like a wheel. Allow your breath to relax you. It's consistent. You don't have to think about it. It's life-giving. And in your imagination, your window in your house is open and a breeze calls to you. So you get up, grab your water vessel, the pottery we made, your vessel's holding your fire seeds. Out your door you go. In your imaginal, you're on your path to your oracle temple. And right now, it's nighttime. Nighttime where the power hides. But your eyes adjust. You can see just fine. All your senses are aware. Your feet are bare. It's a delicious, perfect temperature. The dark, dark night is lit by many stars. And it's the color of her deep indigo knowing. Can you see that deep indigo color? Looking up, notice any constellations that are familiar to you. You come back into your body because you can feel the best warm breezes. You're walking your path toward your temple and you pass the grotto of your sweet angels. Come with me. And you pass your ancestor shrine and you wave your arms at them. Come, accompany me. Up ahead, she, Aeterna, the bright white comet. She's dressed in her rainbow. And she meets you at the same Castalian spring, bringing to you confidence and safety as your ally. This spring water, it's clear and cool, ever running. So you ritually rinse your face and your hands and your arms. Pat some water wherever it feels nice on your body. The flowing water surface is reflecting tiny sparkles of Eterna's reflected light. So you scoop down and cup your hands and drink in those sparkles. Eterna's sparkles in the water. They slip into your cells. It's cleansing. It's rejuvenating. The water, it tastes good. Eterna is going to accompany you, walking the path. There's the entrance to your temple, same as always. You open the heavy door slowly. It's holy, so you bow and you step inside. You're greeted by the warmth of your sacred fires on each side of you. So you pick up your torch and you touch the tip to the fire on the right, activating water and earth. Your torch becomes a little brighter. And now you touch the tip to the fire on the left, bringing to life fire and air. You both move inside your temple. Aeterna shows you to your archway, leading to your library of air. You study the archway's textures. Is it rocks or wood or vines? It's just your size. It's very inviting. And above the archway, you look at your air sigil, dear and precious air, alive within a few scribed lines, carved by your hands, signifying the way to your temple of air. So you bow, you step through this portal, you feel a delicious breeze. It surrounds you, it cradles you, and you and Aeterna walk. In a few easy steps, the tunnel opens, and here we are, surrounding our deep star dial. Here we are, together, all around the star dial. Take your place by the sea. What do you smell? Do you smell the briny air? Or maybe the greens on the hillside? Or maybe night blooming flowers? Standing on the star dial at night, what do you see? Are there birds waving in the wind? Do you see the others in our group? Do you see any constellated stars? Eterna motions, and she gives you a dark blue veil. It's so light, and you place it around your neck or over your head, maybe over your shoulders. This blue veil, it feels like home. It's light. It seems to be moving with the stars above and with the breezes between. It's moving your way to see the air, to see the wind. Your scarf moves with the wind. Looking around the circle, all of the indigo scarves are beautiful, alive, dancing, celebrating. You've worn this veil before. It fits perfectly, and you step right into its dignity. Your spine straightens. You feel the knowing. This indigo veil is alive with stories. It dances and meets you with the air, and it fills you with knowing and longing. And you feel the breath of the earth below your feet. She breathes, and we walk all together as one body. We circle the deep star dial to the right. Everyone moving in time with each other. You open your lungs and let the air balloon out your belly. Air welcoming, breathing, and walking. Breathing, you open your cells to the wind. Breathing and knowing. Breathing and listening. Looking at Eterna, you follow her lead. You raise your arms, your fingers are wide apart, greeting the air. You open your skin, you open your muscles, you open your cells to let the breeze enter you. Precious air, it picks up the debris of your life and it gently carries it out, up the breeze. It lifts your pains, it lifts your worries away. Cleansing and life-giving. You are feeling fresh. You are here. You are feeling free. The gift of air, an elemental that separates what is necessary from what is not. Air teaches the discernment between what is nourishing and what is deceiving. We're walking and breathing. And we all stop. We must. And we do stand in your power, in our power, knowing what is true and what is not true. Around the deep star dial, everything grows quiet and still. All that moves is the air around you, surrounding you, breathing you, holding you. Breathing and listening. Your prickled senses are so alive. Your ears are more attuned than ever. What is searching for you? What do you hear? The breathing of the earth, and raven flies overhead. The breathing of the rocks. You can hear ravens' wing beats. Breathing. Raven calls. Breathing and listening. You hear whispers from down the mountain. You're hearing the Mediterranean plants rustle. They're from the fields below. You can hear butterfly wing beats. Listening from the next valley come gentle whispers from the ocean. Fins dancing, celebrating you. Breathing from the lands are echoes. Breathing, echoes, breathing, a welcome of the echoing prayers from all of life. The wind brings with it to you stories of other times, of other places, of other people, of other lands that you don't know yet. How many times have you circled around this star dial, breathing in its clarity? The breeze, the air, the oxygen breathes you, and you know you have exactly what you need. And what is searching for you? There's a rustling, a dancing, hopping, flapping. An endless variety of air creatures appear. Happily, they show themselves to you. You are an important part of this council. The air beings, your library of air, is alive, moving, coming to you from near and far. Their echoes, they surround you. They called, and you have arrived. One air being awaits. You close your imaginal eyes, and your senses become those of your chosen air being. All of your senses experience your chosen air being. Are there stories? They bring to you echoes of all that is. The air beings, they sing to you, they whisper to you their prayers for peace and love and harmony and collaboration through you, within you. Even your mitochondria notices, I'm different now. You feel alive, more alive. Your ember burns brightly. You drink the plentiful air. The library of air surrounding us all, they bow to you and they speak. I call on air. Hello, air, beautiful air. Air of breath, of wind, of spirit, of Our Lady, Mother Creation herself. Thank you for breath, wind, spirit. Her library of air is now open. Breathing is precious. Only this planet knows the air that makes our life possible. breathing with the library of air all the way back, back, back. All time is now. Forward, future, back, all time. The spiral of time. You turn toward Eterna. She's such an obvious bright light, playing with her millions of sparkling stars above her gaze. It reaches into your depths. Hear me, she says, you are my kin. You are my kin. You are necessary in this collective sacred circle. You bring it to life. And with that, we all turn together, footfalls around the circle. One last time for this evening. Eterna, she's floating along beside you, and you inhale her magic. She gives to you all you need. You thank your air being. They are celebrating you. You bow and turn back toward your temple. The air beings wave. Until next time. You pass into your library of air tunnel. Walking, you step out into your temple. You turn your head upward. You glance at your air sigil and breathe it in. Inhale your sigil. Allow it into your depths. The mists and the air, the crackles of the fire. You inhale deeply. The sigil seeps into you, all of you, every piece of you carries your air sigil. You are strong. You place your torch back in its spot, out your door. You close it quietly behind you. Walking the Castalian spring. There are air bubbles in the water this time. You can hear the air's secrets. Inside the bubbles, air enclosed in water. Secrets from the library. You take a long drink. The secrets move into your cells. You turn to go back down your path. You bow at your ancestor temple. The angels at your grotto, they wave their celebration into you. There's joy in discovering how capable you are. The wind has shown you it is never in pursuit. It moves, but patiently. Be patient. It is the wind that can rip down to the roots and strengthen the seedling that becomes the oak tree. Standing rooted, you are as the oak in your sovereignty. Stay rooted in that dream that breathed you here. Wind cannot be contained. You cannot be contained. Walking toward your home, Eterna, she waves her well wishes to you and she blows you a kiss. It grabs your attention. Carried by this elemental kiss are her seeds. tiny, light-catching, glimmering seeds held by the breezes. Seeds from the library of air, they drop one by one into your seed vessel. They join the seeds of fire. They sparkle, they dance, they are alive. They're home with you. After her kiss, Aeterna speaks. Listen to my words. The wind, she is not linear. The air, she does not follow the rules, but she seeks permission to live within your being. Breathe her in if you consent. She will lead and guide your body. She moves within. Follow her so you may step through, walk around, and dance your prayers. May you find balance through movement, the gift of mastery and understanding how to ride the storm. Prickling wind like a sharp spear or a soft kiss is your new tool. You cannot contain her, but if you flow with her, she will carry you. And this you will keep. Relaxed and energized, you open your front door to your house, home for your human body, home, your refuge. You pull your root up out of the center of the earth, taking in one last breath of her energy and surrounding your heart. You release your connection now to the center of the cosmos. You are back at your computer. Take your time, wiggle your toes, move your fingers, touch your clothing, do a nice stretch. When you're ready, gently open your eyes and write. You've been writing for a little over 10 minutes. So take some notes of anything that you'd like to revisit later and ask in your writing, what do you want me to know right now? And then wrap up your writing for now and come back to the screen. If you'd like to do a little bit of sharing or visiting, you can always keep writing if you'd like. Anybody wants to say anything, ask any questions, have any concerns? Mayor Totten, I think it was good to start with your breathing.
I love that breath. It's like my go-to for, if I'm feeling stressed or overwhelmed or just, to do before meditation or prayer. It's also really good for your sinuses. And if anybody wants the kind of instructions, if they want to practice that, I can write them down and send them to Kathy and she can share.
Great, thank you.
So I'm curious, what everyone's if you turned into or shapeshifted into a being, what you shapeshifted into. And the reason why I'm curious is because I saw a bunch of us change into animals, flying animals, and I'm curious to see if it was the same animal. So for me, I turned into a pelican.
Oh,
So I had pelican energy.
I saw you, Tony.
Oh yeah.
I saw a pelican. Yeah.
Oh my God, so did I.
You did, Haley? I really did. I turned into a dark blue dragon,
Okay. So I saw you turn into a hawk.
mm,
which that's interesting because I brought my hawk feather with me, and
mm.
there's been a hawk for months now, a couple of months. Every time I go outside, I see him flying around. So that's interesting. Thank you. But we both saw a pelican. We both saw Tony. That's awesome.
I just figured out it was Tony because I saw Tony in the at the star dial, and then we went to the Airbnb. All of a sudden, there was this pelican, and in your bill there were all these notes and all these letters. And oh my gosh, it was so amazing. And my message was all the notes and anything you need, just ask. And they're all there. But oh my gosh, it took me until now to figure out that you were the pelican. Oh my gosh, that was so cool.
Tony, what did it feel like? I mean, pelicans are they're both graceful and they're silly and they just like bomb into the water. And what
So
did it feel like?
So when I turned into it, I was flying around kind of like how they kind of soar,
Mm.
like soaring kind of over the water, because you know how they kind of like fly like
Ugh,
close to the water.
yeah.
And then I just kind of landed and was bobbing like on the water as well. But when I turned into the pelican, I felt like everybody turned into something.
Uh,
And because I felt it, I was like, oh, I want to try to see if I can know who's who. And so I'll just read off I only remember like three people, I think it was. So America
yeah.
was a hawk, Freddie turned into a bee.
Oh.
Um, Henrietta, you turned into a dove.
Um,
And I'm trying to think because I feel like there was like there was someone who was like a flying, almost like a locust,
uh.
but I didn't actually catch who that was. So if anybody turned into a locust.
Oh, wow. You know, there's a thing that happens. My husband is a pilot and he was a crop duster. And there's a thing that happens. There's like a pillow of air between the earth and the sky that you can do this in a plane when you're allowed because you're a crop duster, where you can kind of ride on that. Um, and I always wonder if that's what the pelicans are doing because of how they can get so low and stay like being in the plane. I could feel it because everything would get quiet, like you're flying, and then when you would get low enough, it's like the plane didn't have to work as hard or something. And I've always wondered that about the pelicans, the way they're right on the waves and the swells. Oh my gosh. So who does anybody else see anyone or become a creature?
This is Jamie. I kind of blipped into several, I was like fast blipping into a variety of things from large to small. But what
Yeah.
surprised me was, of course, I've always had birds and I love birds. We have four archangel pigeons and chickens and tiny chickens, and I've had lovebirds and doves and tons of birds, parakeets. And I'm an air sign, so it made sense to me. But what really tickled my fancy this time was, of course, leaves of all different types of trees. And it's not that
Mm.
it's just that we hear the wind through them. And then seed pods, especially later in the season, and they have this almost rattling effect with some of the, like mimosa flower seed pods. They really kind of rattle and shimmer together. And what really surprised me was I was shown deer or buck antlers. I was like, oh, I wouldn't have thought of that. But I just thought of the wind blowing through their antlers and how I bet that the bucks can feel the wind blowing through their antlers. And it's kind of like their little antenna, and so
Mm.
that was kind of fun. But I also wanted to say that in one of Sharon Blackie's books, I think it's the Enchanted Living book, she describes her husband, who is a hang glider. I think he's a hang glider. And he describes circling and finding these thermals that rise up, and the birds ride in them. But if you don't like just feel it and go with it, and if you try to control it, it'll just kick you right out. But if you feel it and lean into it and go with it, you'll get to ride it higher and higher. And I mean, it's just this beautiful description about flowing with the wind. And I can think of times when I could really feel the wind is blowing from an unusual direction. You could literally feel the winds of change, like this does not feel right. Something is odd. And, and something significant might have happened recently, or but I could really feel it. And well, of course, right now we've got the seasonal changes and we're close to the equinox, and the winds are picking, so it's I was shown how much I've been connected to earth my whole life, and how much I've always kind of, oh yes, and going to, of course, Bodega Bay, where on the peninsula, the wind just blows up this negative ionic ocean air that is just so calming. And it's it calms the nervous system so much, and it's just it grounds off all our extra energy. And so, I mean, it's just so many different ways that I just was like, oh my gosh, it's just been my friend the whole time.
Yeah, nice.
So I also, Jamie, I also experienced the space between like leaves and blades and like
Mm,
openings and rocks, as like I actually wrote down the space between the leaves and the blades of each grass is their own book of knowledge.
mm. That makes me think of, in Seattle, there's a place called the Sound Garden, and the wind is so consistently blowing around there that there is it's a park where they have structures set up to, it basically plays music however the wind is blowing, not like chimes, but like wind instruments kind of. So it's sound garden, a literal sound garden up in Seattle.
I'll chip in a little bit. I mean, I was watching people coming in, obviously, so I was semi in and out, but I was a hummingbird, actually.
No.
I became a hummingbird, and I kind of asked the hummingbird, and the hummingbird then morphed into my friend Ellie that died
Oh,
in March. So I actually was moving between spirit, and she was showing me around where she is, and oh, we went on a journey together. It was so beautiful. Yeah, so
wow.
thank you.
Wow, amazing. A hummingbird. I'd like to be one of them. They're forceful little guys, pilots. Mhm.
I became an eagle and then a feather creature that flew to the top of a mountain that was beyond our normal airspace. So I breathed in, like space air.
Wow.
And yeah, so and up there I became surrounded by creatures of angels.
Mm,
So
mm,
yeah. But before that, there are a lot of images from the the caves that we experienced.
mm,
So going deep into the earth and then up beyond the earth,
mm.
but still with the earth because it was a mountain,
Yeah.
a mystical mountain.
I never thought about that, how some of the birds that fly really high, I mean, some go really high.
Mm, mm,
They have, because we
hmm
can't do that. That never
hmm
occurred to me. They have different lungs or something. The pressures are different.
Interesting. Yeah, one of my favorite times on the here is when the winds are happening and the thermals, like Jamie talked about, and to watch the dance of those raptors, and just it's so beautiful to know that they're just gliding up there. And eagles are usually the highest up. I usually know I see an eagle because it's way up there.
Mhm.
Yeah.
We had some flight school happening. Um, we have hawks that
Mm.
nest and then, train nearby. And I felt so lucky because the other day I was out there and you could hear them, they call to each other. Um, and two of them were in the thermal, and then the little one was much further down, and you could see he didn't have the hang of it yet because he was flapping and
Mm.
flapping, trying to fly when the other
Mhm.
ones would come near. I mean, it was literally like trying to teach the bird how to ride a bike.
Wow.
They'd come back down, and
Mm.
there was so much efforting
Mm.
on the part of the smaller one. Boy, what a gift to see that.
Wow. Yes. Yes, it reminds me of the time when the owlets happened on our knoll, and the great grays, they bring their babies down to earth
Mm,
because their nests are so high. So this particular year was so magical because for a week the babies, and our knoll has steps. So because it's a spiral circle up, and so you'd see them. They all of a sudden they'd be on one, but I never saw them fly. I wish I had seen the babies, but they were really friendly. I mean, friendly. They didn't mind at all my presence or my dog presence. It's pretty cool, or anybody I brought up.
mhm,
But yeah, it's always that's certainly a blessing to be with those babies.
mhm.
Yeah.
That
Isn't it?
reminds me, at night lately, there have been it sounds like a hawk screeching or something, but it's at night.
Mm.
And I
Hmm.
used a little, there's a great app, I think
Mm.
it's called Merrill or something, about
Hmm.
to identify bird calls. And it's a great horned owl. Oh, it's
Oh wow, Merlin
Merlin Bird ID. Yeah. And I
from
was just
Cornell.
so, yes, yes.
Hmm.
And so
Hmm.
there's been this a great horned owl
Wow.
screeching around our house
Mm.
lately at night. Not all the time, but just like, okay, you're
Mm.
talking to me. I'm listening. I'm listening. That's so
Wow.
neat.
Oh,
Kathy, you
Freddie,
maybe
you went
can't
away.
see. Yeah, Freddie had a hand up. I just wondered if you saw that, Kathy.
Yeah, Freddie, where'd you go?
Well, it was interesting that Tony saw me as a bee. For one thing, this isn't the primary thing, but for one thing, I spend hours in the summer when the lavender's in bloom standing in the middle of the lavender patch talking to the bees. I have honeybees, mason bees, and bumbles that I talk to, and I find it very soothing. However, I didn't turn into an animal. The minute he said bee, my brain went, yes, just bee. I turned into spirit just prior to my birth in this lifetime and spent the whole time getting a download of information about having chosen this particular life and why and da 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 da. So it's like, okay, this is this is a perfect metaphor. Just be.
Wow. Huh. I'd be curious to hear from you after you do some processing to see why air happened to bring you there.
Well, partially, I think, yes, partially because of Lucy. My sigil for air is a rainbow.
Hmm.
So, and that was part of what was told to me that I knew before I came into this lifetime. I had planned to be Lucy's advocate.
Huh.
So that was part of it.
Wow. Thanks, Freddie. Amazing.
You know, took a long time to get here.
But you did,
I did, yeah. And I'm not done yet.
and you're not done yet. Anybody else have anything? We should probably just become animals sometime, and then plants. It's so fun, and I think we can learn so many things um, when we do that. It's so rich. Everybody,
It wasn't until I like turned into the pelican that I really started feeling and noticing the air knowledge, if you will.
yeah,
So I feel like whenever I do shapeshifting, I do get that different perspective from whatever animal it is that I'm working with. Because you're essentially seeing your surroundings through their own eyes, their own feelings and stuff, which are very different than humans.
right, right. And the orientation, the way, where your ear, where your eyes, like having eyes on the side of your head. Did you find, was pelican different than being the cardinal?
Oh yes. Yeah, because the sensory is totally different. I mean, it's a larger animal, like you said, like the eyeballs are on the side, the nostrils were big, like I could feel like these giant nostrils of and air flowing through in and out. It was really interesting.
Wow. Wow.
When I was young, my mom had this book of seabirds, and she in that book there were pictures of a pelican and how when it would dive into the water to get a fish, what actually happened because it was picture by picture by picture is, because the pelican has that big gullet, right? What actually happens is as it gets close to the water, it turns upside down so it can skim the fish, and then he turns back up so the fish falls into that gullet and he doesn't lose them. I mean, to me, that's just so amazing when you think about these awkward looking birds. I mean, they look like they shouldn't fly, really, right? I mean, it's just amazing. I had the hawk and the dragon and both at the same time. So it was really fascinating. But I chose to, when I embodied that part of the hawk, was to fly because that experience of buoyancy, that experience of lightness and flying and going with the currents brought me such incredible joy. It was joy beyond anything humanly possible, is the way it felt. Just incredible. And the dragon itself was so mesmerizing. I was looking at, my skin and how it glowed with this golden shimmering light that was so amazing. And when we asked for the message, I loved my message. I'll share it with you. What do you want me to know right now? You are this. You are all of this and more. You have contracted yourself into a smaller space, a smaller experience of your self, big S self, for the contrast, the experience, and then to contribute to the expansion of the vastness of the libraries of existence. So it's like everything we do as we do these things is not just tapping into what already exists, but also to contribute to the expansion of it and what's possible. So don't limit ourselves to thinking we're just walking into a library and getting what's already been experienced and done. It's way beyond that.
Wow. I talk about this with my son because he loves all animals and he knows so much about them. And we say how, humans really what we have are these giant brains. We're not fast, we can't fly, we can't, what other I know our bodies are incredibly miraculous, but compared to animals, and I always tease about how I wish I was, polka dotted like an octopus or had leopard spots. It's so interesting that that's what we would do that we, this group, would choose to do with our powerful minds is to go and get inside of the animals, right? It's I guess it's a compliment to them, and we grow when yeah. So that idea of expansion, I guess I'm just chewing on that a little bit. I think you're right, Whisper. Yeah. Well, thank you all. Does anybody else have anything more that you'd like to say? Everybody feels complete. I can put our ISIS prayer in the chat if somebody wants to read. Does somebody want to read it? There it goes.
I'll read it. This is Jamie.
Go for it.
It's in the chat.
Yep.
Oh, let me get to the chat. The blessing of Isis go with you, Queen of stars, mother of grain, she whose tears are the rain, she who embraces whose embraces the sky, her wings of protection enfold you, her breast be your place of rest, her river with you wherever you wander, her river to guide you home.
Thank you, Kathy.
Everybody.
Thank you, Mary Tatton.
Mhm. Love to you all. See you next time.